YouTube, Into the Unknown followers. I'm Austin.
And I'm Caleb.
You may have seen our previous intro videos. Today we're coming at you with a little treat. You get the both of us in one video. So we decided today to do a little video with a Q&A with both of us, doing a little serious and semi-serious, kind of just a background information about us and what got us into the paranormal investigations and all paranormal activities and stuff. So we're gonna do a little Q&A for that, and we're just gonna do a little ping pong back and forth and ask a few questions. So I will start, and first question is, where and what would be your dream investigation?
Dream investigation. I have a few. Starting here locally, like in Iowa, I've always wanted to investigate the Edinburgh Manor. It's an old psych hospital it's been abandoned for a long time now, but a lot of big name paranormal groups, the Ghost Adventures, Iowa Paranormal, they've all been there, and a lot of good stories coming from there. I like the idea of hospitals and haunted hospitals. There's obviously a lot of death, a lot of darkness, a lot of stories and history that go with them, so I've always wanted to do that. Talking big dreams, I've always wanted to go to Eastern State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. Like I said, same with hospitals, you got a lot of history, a lot of stories, and a lot of undocumented death in prison. So I mean, hearing this, you get the opportunity to research up a lot of stories with that. And then talking even bigger than that, I've always wanted to go to Romania, to Dracula's castle.
Sweet, yeah,
that'd be
a
cool.
little nationwide kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Go international with it.
Well, sweet, yeah. Those are. Where's Edinburgh at?
That's in Scotch Grove, Iowa.
Scotch Grove.
It's about a couple
okay.
hours from here.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right. So my first question for you is, what got you into the paranormal and why?
Oh, awesome question. All right. Actually, the big thing was you. We were friends before we became cousins. So and he was kind of always big in the investigation.
I care about this one.
Yeah. Big buds, but he was always into the investigations and everything, and always watching the ghost TV shows. And well, when he mentioned that his house was haunted, it kind of got me a little sparked at, well, this is cool, if he's he's kind of my idol, so he's into this thing, so maybe I could do that. So I just went ahead and we did a couple investigations with just our phones and caught maybe one or two things, and then we started watching Ghost Adventures on Saturday nights and doing all that cool stuff, and found out that my house was also haunted, so we decided to kind of spark it up and get a lot more investigation in our lives and all that cool stuff. But yeah, just you and explaining it and just saying how sweet it was and everything, and it kind of just sparked it like that. So I think that's where it mainly came from.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you.
All right. So my question for you is, what is your favorite piece of equipment that you've used or that you've seen in your favorite TV show or something like that?
Well, I'm gonna answer both of those.
Okay. Awesome.
My favorite piece of equipment that I've used is just a standard voice recorder, because I think communication is key.
Yeah.
Communication is key. If you can talk to spirits, if you can hear what they have to say, that's gonna further your journey in understanding what the paranormal is, because direct communication allows you to speak to them obviously directly.
True.
And that's how you learn their stories.
Finding the white noise and everything.
Exactly. The second part answer to that. My favorite piece of equipment that I've always wanted to use, that you see the big names use, is a spirit box, because just like I said, communication is key, and if you can speak to them directly, that's even better. My big goal here for doing this, what I want to understand, is what happens after we die. Once you figure that out, the answer to everything is solved.
Well, the spirit box is just one big old, just brings so much
It's
more
like you're talking to
into,
them on the phone.
yeah, brings
Yeah.
in so much more than actual voice recording.
Exactly.
So,
So, and then you can never go wrong with visual evidence. I
That's
mean,
true.
if you can
Yeah.
capture a full-bodied apparition, if you can capture any from an orb to a full-body apparition, visual evidence is visual evidence, and you can't disprove that if it's authentic. Now, if it's fake, then you shouldn't be doing this. But if you can capture authentic visual evidence, that's the gold mine.
for sure. Good deal.
All right. My second question to you is, what is your favorite urban legend to research about?
Okay, good. And coming from Iowa, one thing that kind of really sparked our interest in anything is the unexplained Mothman of Van Meter. So coming from kind of that area, we kind of did a little research in high school, well, just kind of off topic, just being bored in the computer lab, and brought up the Mothman. And what that was is it's just like a half man, half like bat thing that nobody really knows what it was or where it came from, but they've figured that it kind of came from either the like an old mine or whatever over there. That just people have seen it, either perched up on a light pole or at the top of like a building or something. Kind of like a gargoyle is like kind of what they like say it is. And farmers, they see it and they try to shoot at it, but they don't really get much with it. But those kind of things that people that aren't like human, that kind of like Bigfoot or aliens or stuff like that, but realizing that there's one kind of close to you is kind of sweet, because you could drive over there to where they say is where he comes out of, and kind of just put a recorder there and try to figure out if he's coming or whatever. But that was probably one of the big main ones that kind of really interests me. So
Yeah.
but Bigfoot, aliens, and Sasquatch and all that cool stuff.
Cool. Have you ever tried to go out and look for that?
We did actually one time, but we
Nothing.
didn't. Yeah, like we were more
Hey,
scared.
that's
than
why they're urban
anything.
legends.
Exactly.
All
Sweet.
right. Hey, thank you for answering.
My next question for you is, what are your big plans for this channel? Like, what are our big plans for this channel?
Obviously, to get a big following, you want any YouTube channel to be successful. I hope we can reach out to a lot of people who maybe, this is when it comes to this topic, not many people bring it up to their friends. Like, I believe in ghosts, or I believe in like these things because they're afraid they might be judged, or it just depends on it just depends. I think if we could get a big following, a community where people can come together and like talk, share their stories, give us ideas, that'd be awesome. I want to get to that point.
Yeah, and like if you're too scared to come out and say it, like you can do it anonymous and be like, hey, we've been living in this house for so many years, and seems like each night it just gets worse or something like that. But one of those cool things. But yeah, we definitely want to get so many subscribers and followers, and get you guys commenting and saying, hey, this is one of my ghost stories, can you show it out or whatever, and hopefully maybe we can come out and reach out to you and investigate your place and hopefully find answers for you. So
Yeah.
sweet deal.
Yeah. My turn?
Yes, sir.
To ask you a question. Okay, you already asked me this, but what is your dream investigation?
Oh, dream investigation. That would probably have to be the Iowa State Penitentiary over in Fort Madison, Iowa. That it's one thing that mainly makes me want to be crazy about investigating it is it's just so huge, and it's a prison, so there's so many, and it's old, and there's so many unsolved mysteries there, and it's prisons, stabbings and all this other crazy stuff that happens inside, and I think it's just really cool. It's just if you've been by it, there's so much character to it. The walls are just so high, and the brick and everything, and the watchtowers, and it's just crazy cool. And hopefully, what I'm thinking is, well, since they moved to a new one that they'll do, you could do visits and tours and maybe even hunts there. But that probably was going to be my big main one, but maybe a smaller one would be probably the Feliska Axe Murder House. That one, we've kind of always watched shows about that and everything, so it's always, that's a cool one that I kind of want to go to. And my uncle is there, ghost hunters, and we've been trying to get an investigation with them, and they've been there a couple times, and they've done the ball trick and playing with the kids and everything, so that's always been cool. So that's one of the ones I really would like to go to also. So, all right. So my next question for you is, what sparked your interest in the supernatural?
That's a good question. The thing what sparked my interest originally is being young. I always noticed things were happening around my house. The house I grew up in, somebody actually passed away, and the room that was my room, but before my time, I always noticed things would hear noises. And being younger, I actually remember seeing things in my room that I couldn't explain, and I would tell my mom or dad about it, and they would, when kids say things, you gotta believe them, because they don't, the things they're saying that they would just know nothing about, they're not making up.
True.
So, as I grew older, my mom finally told me, I would come out and tell her things Mom, Grandpa was keeping me up last night.
Yeah.
Making me laugh.
Some of those cool encounter kind
Yeah,
of things.
so as I grew older, got junior high school, I kind of took notice of all those stories, and I'm like, I want to make something of this. And I started doing investigations like you did, or we both did, and just trying to get answers to my questions, and it just kind of led into a big thing from there. It's been a hobby of mine for a long time, and I also like the idea of when you don't know something, you want to find out. So it leaves your mind open. You're always curious. You're always wanting to know, and so that's why I like it. There's so many possibilities for all these different theories out there that I wanna find out my own answers instead of watching somebody else do it. So
For sure. Sweet. Yeah.
if that answered your question.
That's definitely a great thing to spark it.
All right, so this next one's kind of a fun one for you.
Okay.
What is the creepiest or strangest thing that's ever happened to you?
Well, probably. So I don't know if you guys know, but my house that my dad and stepmom live in, it is haunted by a ghost who hung himself up in the back closet upstairs, and his name is Lyle, and he hung himself, and every time April would come around, it'd smell like something dead was in the house. Well, throughout that, it smelled every time, and my stepmom got tired of it, so she yelled at the ghost, and kind of the smell went away. But years went by and everything, and stuff still happened. So one thing that was really kind of creepy was I was laying in bed one night, and I've got a closet. Well, I've got two little things so I have this closet, and the door is kind of sticky, and the frame. Well, it's an old house, so the frame kind of settled, and you have to actually force it shut, and you have to force it open, and I'm always shutting it tight and everything. Well, one night I was laying in bed, and just all of a sudden something hits my bed, and I look, and the door is wide open, swung wide open, and I was like, okay, that's not possible. So one thing that got me through the night was my dad took the vacuum out to clean it or whatever. So, but that was kind of creepy, because that door is, you need something powerful to open it and shut it. Then another thing that happened with that closet was, there's also old house, old light fixtures, and it's a pole one, so you pull the chain and it turns on, obviously. Well, this one was kind of going bad, and you pull it down, you have to actually hold it, because it won't, you don't pull it down and it turns on. So that's the only light turns on. So, well, one night, laying in bed again, and I noticed that there was a light coming from under the door. Well, there's nothing that can explain that, because you have to pull it down, and yeah, crazy. So so I went in there, and I turned it off, but that was just crazy, because we've gotten voices and stuff like that, but these are two things that you need an actual force to like be able to make it happen. So that was one of the crazy things that I kind of encountered in the house and just kind of in life, and it's pretty crazy how those two kind of synchronized, but it's definitely one of the creepier things that I've kind of encountered with ghosts. So.
Good. That's awesome.
All right, so my last serious question for you is, it's actually pretty funny because it's the last question you asked me. What has been your craziest / down to earth investigation encounter?
I think when I went to the Farrar schoolhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
That over. Yeah.
Funny story. Let's kick things off. I had actually asked Austin to go with me.
I asked you to go.
Okay, yes. And I was like, hey, I don't think I'm going to make it. I had a lot of things going on with work and stuff. And it actually, one of my other friends texted me and asked if they want to go. They bought tickets to do it. And I said yes, without thinking of him asking me. And I went, and he got a little salty about it.
Let's just say it was pretty salty for a while.
Yeah, he was salty for a long while. Saltier than you'd like to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think he's still a little salty. So maybe I should answer with this.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
So the Farrar Schoolhouse, it's a pretty notorious place for ghost hunters and investigators to come to. A lot of paranormal groups have gone through and found a lot of awesome stuff. I mean, we heard everything from footsteps to unexplained voices to even seeing shadow figures. We were down in the boiler room, and it was me, one of the crew leaders, and a few other people, like 3 or 4 other people. The crew leader was standing by this back hallway in the boiler room, and all of us were standing in front of him, like gathered around, and we got quiet for a little bit just to see if we could hear anything, kind of get a feel for the room, and out of nowhere we just heard these loud boot steps, and they was just like, it was kind of like sounded like somebody was charging at him from behind him, and there's nobody behind him because we were all in front of him. And it was just like,
so not wanting you there.
Yeah, kind of like get out of my space. That was the creepiest thing. And then there's a couple known bad spirits there. One of them's the old principal, and the old principal, he doesn't like people in his space. He doesn't like people coming in there and taking over his school because he wants to be in charge.
For sure.
And I was sitting up in the principal's office with me and a couple of friends of mine, and one of the other investigators. Actually, the investigators, they were really cool. They're called Afterlife Sessions. You should go check them out. I can put their link down below. You should check them out. They're really cool guys. They really down to earth. They were very, very fun to hang out with. But so anyway, we were up in the principal's office. I was using some intimidation. I was kind of degrading the principal, saying this is my school now. And in the principal's room, there's like the office, and then there's a back room where it said that he did very, very bad things to children. I won't go into it. But there's nobody back there. We had checked, you'd always check your surroundings, make sure nobody's gonna be screwing with you. And out of nowhere, when I was messing with them, from inside the door, it had been from inside the door, somebody just, it's like they took their fist and just went right on, like, from the inside of the door, like, trying to get out. Yeah, so the Farrar Schoolhouse had a lot of interesting stuff. I still have a bunch of pictures and stuff from it I might put up here at some point, but I caught a full-bodied apparition of a little girl on camera, so I'd like to show that sometime. But that's probably the biggest one for me. I think I promised Austin I'd take him because he missed out last time.
They're gonna have another investigation sometime soon, so we'll definitely have to.
The owners are very, very open with people coming and investigating it.
So yeah, hopefully that'll be, sometime in the future. That'll be one of our big investigations that we, got our camcorders and our just everything that we've got, and trying to get down to earth with them and just kind of figuring out some answers. And we will post that and for your guys' enjoyment. So, but let's see. We got some more questions. We'll ask real quick.
I think it's my turn, isn't it?
Yep.
All right. You asked me this. I mean, it's a kind of a different question. What are your goals for your paranormal career?
For the career.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, big thing that kind of started in the middle was when we were younger was getting big, having our own, not necessarily our own TV show like Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, Paranormal Iowa, whatever, but having our own team, having big camera crew, not necessarily big camera crew following us around, but big cameras, the voice box, spirit box, night vision, I don't know, just all the cool, crazy stuff that you see on TV that we have, and just going to places that people are looking for answers. And it doesn't have to be a small house, maybe like the penitentiary or a school or just something crazy like that, but just having a big name for us. And I think that was one of the bigger kind of things that I kind of wanted to either do with this and us do this, but just kind of make this big, get a bunch of followers, a bunch of subscriptions, and just being a big name, become like a name brand kind of thing. But I just thought it'd be cool to kind of go somewhere with this. So that's my big goal for this.
All right. Cool.
Sweet.
Hey guys, thank you for watching this Q&A. We decided to, do some a little bit just so you can get to know us a little bit better. We got a lot more videos coming, so stay tuned for that. We got a lot of great ideas, and hopefully when the weather gets nicer, it's Iowa weather, so it's very unpredictable. But we'll hopefully be doing some investigations or maybe just going and exploring some abandoned places coming soon. Like I said, go hit up those Afterlife Sessions crew. They're awesome. I love them very much. They were a really big inspiration to me. Austin's actually taking care of his kid right now. So from us here at Into the Unknown to you guys, thank you for watching. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Let's start this community, okay? Thank you for watching. That's been it. Peace.